Hi, this is KT for the Low2Mid upgrade on CMS Dell R620 systems. Want to make sure that the first thing you do is perform your maintenance and CMS ADM backups on the system to be upgraded. This is for the CMS low to mid-size R620 upgrade. What's shown right here is the parts list. Basically, you have your second power supply, you have 4 300 gig disks, and you have
2 4 gigabyte DIMMs
to replace the memory in the system. All right, now that you've performed your backups and you've got your parts list that we showed just a little bit ago, first step is to open the box. And note here that if it's in the lock position, which this one is not, you'll need to get a screwdriver or something to turn it over to the unlocked position. And then you just pull up and you'll see the case slides back a little bit, and you should be able to pretty much just lift it straight up. Note that there are some instructions on the front for disk drives and items, and there are other instructions on the back for other tasks that you would perform with the lid off. Very next step is you'll want to get your ESD protection. So get your wrist strap on, get it to a grounded point on the system. We're just working in a kind of an office environment here, and I don't have a grounded plug to put on this right now, so we're going with just the metal of the box, but you should be either plugged in or connected to something that is grounded in a proper room. For changing out the memory in the system, you'll pull these 2 blue tabs up and remove this fan shroud. And now for the other 2, you need to come over to this side and make sure it's this side, not this side. And see, this is where the second CPU would be in a 2 CPU system. None of these are useful for a single CPU system. So you gotta go over here where there's some blanks, and there's actually dim looking blanks in the slots, not a big cover over everything. Remove the DIMM replacement from slots A4 and A3. So that's the back ones. They both have white tabs on them here. And then we'll put our other 2 4 gig DIMMs in those slots. Again, make sure your clips are all the way up and tight on those, and that should do it for the memory upgrade. All right, once you've replaced all the memory, put in the new memory in your system, remember to replace the fan shroud. You need to get it lined up, and it will snap in once you've got it in the right location here, and you'll feel you've got a little bit of tug here, so it's sturdily in place. All right, now for adding the secondary power supply, we just need to remove the insert here, and it's a little bit tough, but if you get your finger in the hole, it pulls out. And then it's simply putting this in. You'll note that we've got the Dell up 495, and the orange is on this side of the power supply where it locks in. And you just slide it back in until it locks in, and that's everything that you need for putting in the new power supply. All right, now you're ready to change out the disk drives and get yourself up to a full RAID 10 capability with 4 disk drives. So we're going to remove this original disk as we do for most CMS systems and upgrades. We like to keep the original disks in case there is a failure during the upgrade. You can always get back to this one and you've got your full system there. Other thing to note is if you did your backup accidentally to a local file system on this disk, which you should not do, you'd be able to put it back in, run your backup anew to a remote device, and you'd be fine. And then we'll remove also these blank for the disk. There is a little tab to push there which helps pull it out. Otherwise it'll be a little bit locked in if you just pull on it. So give a little push on that tab on the right side clip here, and you'll be able to get all of those out. And that'll be it for the removals. Okay, and then you'll take the 4 brand new 300 gig disks that you had with your delivery for the upgrade and carefully insert those. Note I pop the tab open, push the drive in, and then close the tab on each one. And again, make sure you are wearing your ESD protection while doing this. Do not want to. This one's going to be a little tough on me. You should not have that much trouble with most of the new ones, but these, in this particular case, for example, might not be brand new ones, so might have been a little twist up on these items here, so you just squeeze them down a little bit if you're having trouble, and it should slide in. And there we go. Now you've got all 4 drives in, and you're ready to restore the system using the standard restore procedures for CMS. All right, and now I may have been a little premature in saying you were ready because we need to get the cover back on the system. So if you lay it down up near the front of the system here, and there you go, it'll drop into that slot, and then pull the tab back and then press it down once it slides forward, and everything should be good and secure. And now you're ready to put your system back in the rack or wherever it was located, connect everything up, and perform the restore procedures to get your system back up and running.